in the sound. Anyway, hey everybody. We've been chatting for a moment or two, Bryce and I. I'm pointing to him there. Really, I think he's over here. That's Bryce. I'm Brent. If you get confused later, I think down here somewhere, my hand might be cut off right now, so I'll point this way. Down there somewhere.
Get in your box. Stay in your box.
Yeah, I'm not sure where my box is, but I'm going to do this. I think that's in my box. It's right under my face, so that should be. Anyway, that direction are our names spelled correctly. And Twins Talk Tech. I thought about, I'll put it that way. The topic popped into my head of tech we can't live without. That's a bit extreme because I can't think of any tech that I can't live without. Some people need, I almost said a defibrillator. That's not what that's called, a pacemaker. That would be a...
Why is your chest so big? I got a defibrillator in there.
That would be tech you can't live without for some people. Yeah. But anyway, so that's the topic. There's a lot of technology that we like. I enjoy the Apple Watch, but I just punched the microphone. Hopefully that doesn't sound too loud for everybody. I think I could totally live without it. I'm more than fine. Like if this thing were to break, I wouldn't love it if it broke. Let's be honest. But if something happened to it legitimately, maybe just over time it just ages itself out with updates. I don't know that I would be too keen on updating it unless some more improvements were made to whatever the new one would be at that point.
And which one do you have?
I have the DOS Series 2.
Okay.
And it works fine right now. I've got no complaints. And I'm not hitting the microphone this time, but this cable dips down just into where my hand is. You guys can't see it on the screen, but my hand, it finds it every time. Anyway, tech that we can live without. However, I do like the Yeti. I see you're using it. I don't know if it's picking up on your the camera that's facing you, but it looks like you're using that Yeti too. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that Yeti some other time.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to talk about the Yeti. I can live without the Yeti. It's too sensitive in this environment. It is a fantastic mic. It sounds really good, but because of where I'm at, and again, I think we've said it ad nausea, I tend to record these during my lunch. So there's usually a party going on in the break room, which is right on the other side of that wall. And we have some people in this building that feel like a normal talking level is unacceptable. So they need to bring it up a little bit. And there's, internal walls, no insulation. It just comes right through. So this type of a microphone, being a condenser microphone, again, sounds great, works great, is actually USB powered. So it's powered from the Mevo, which is great. It picks up everything. And I've got the gain all the way down. I've got the gain in the app for the Mevo all the way down.
Wow.
And so I'm probably pretty low. Like when I pull it into Premiere later on, I have to boost it to get back up to 12. But in order to get all of this suppressed enough to an acceptable level, that's what I have to do. So that's kind of a pain. The other USB mic I have, the Audio Technica or whatever it was, AT2020 or 2100 or whatever, that's a dynamic microphone. So I would definitely have to be cranking everything up, put it as close to my face as possible, and it wouldn't hear too much. So I might have to bring that bad boy back in. I'm just trying to get this to work. It is USB powered as well, so I can still power it off the Mevo. And that's nice. But I would be using 100% of the Mevo app / hardware's gain to boost it. So maybe that's a good test to see, how well that will, or to hear how well that will work. But anyways, so yeah, you mentioned these. These are great, but yeah, I could definitely live without. Now there's some work related things I use it for. And again, I could still live without it because this is fairly new to my arsenal of stuff, but it is the easiest to work with for some voiceovers and other things that I have to do here at work. So, personally, I don't think I'd ever buy one at home. There's one on sale actually today, March 18th, for $78 with a game. But I don't play games for those live streamers. I don't play those games. So if I was in the market to actually buy one, that's a great way to do it. Buy it and then sell the game, or buy it and throw the game away, which is probably what I would do. And then you got $150 product for half price. But anywho,
is it a blacked out version?
It's the blue one. It's the blue one. Same one you have there. But the internals work the same. So give me a pink one. I don't care if it's half price. It's half price.
Right. But I'll just say that because you have the blacked out. I wanted the blacked out, but that's the one when I went to get it that had the game.
Oh, I see.
And it was a little bit more. And it was a little bit more than this one. And I was like, well, I don't want to pay the extra $30 because the game.
Yeah.
Give me the blue.
Mask off the buttons and everything.
And it matches
get a rattle can
sweatshirt.
Paint it up.
Yeah, sure.
No one will ever know.
Won't do that. Yeah, I'm sure.
Wait till it's out of warranty, though.
And the little drip marks that I'll have on it because I'm not great at that type of thing.
Practice.
Right, that's what I do. I'll practice on yours and then I'll make it.
So now, before we started, if we move back to the topic at hand, you mentioned something about your Apple Pencil. So you love that little guy, huh?
I appreciate that little guy.
You appreciate it? Okay.
I appreciate it. So, love may be wrong because I'm not an artist, and sometimes I'll bust it out and I'll remind myself, oh yeah, I'm not an artist. But there are certain things that I do.
It reminds you the hard way.
My son uses it. He doesn't enjoy it so much because it's a part of his school, but it has really helped with his handwriting and so on. But for me, I do some studying stuff. I do some note taking, handwriting stuff. I preferably would want to do that on my iPad, the iPad Pro. Second edition, they don't call it a second edition, 2017 model anyway, 12.9 screen. And it's still a great product. That's what I'm FaceTiming you on right now. I love the size of that screen right now. It is hanging precariously.
Probably gigantic.
So I may end up with something. Yeah. It's like Godzilla. It's a new Godzilla screening I've got in front of me.
Godzilla with fabulous hair.
Okay. Whatever you need to tell yourself there, Chief. But I'll tell you what happened. So this is how I knew how much I enjoyed using the Apple Pencil. Was going back maybe 6 months or so. The Apple Pencil is sitting in this case right here as it currently is.
Okay, sure.
And the iPad was in it. Right now the iPad is up here. And it was on the armrest of the couch. That's the armrest. And I went off to go potty, as adults do. And my son, I don't know what took place, but from the time that I was going that direction, my son did something to the effect where the armrest was not enough to hold the iPad in its case anymore. And I think I even had the screen, the smart keyboard on. This dude right here, it's not folded properly, but that's what the Apple's smart keyboard. So you would think pretty well shielded. The iPad itself, yes, the Apple Pencil, no. That little dude popped out. And now that I'm thinking about it, the box is right here. If you were to look at it, probably with the camera because it'll focus on my face and be blurry on the pencil, you won't be able to tell too much what the problem is. It's going to focus. Let me try to get it to focus on it, and it will not, I'm sure.
Oh, the tip's a little nubby on the front?
The little nubby dude, I'm going to click on it, and I'm still trying to track my face.
20-minute podcast, half of it is trying to focus on
That's right. So what it basically boils down to, these things can screw on and off. If that wears down, you can put another one on.
Yeah.
And this apparently is what made to contact with the ground.
The earth. Okay.
Enough contact anyway that it broke it. And as a matter of fact, this white plastic here is broke off.
Oh, wow.
This piece connects to something else in there. It touches something else in there, and that is what allows it to pass. It does whatever it does in there. That's the engineering term. It does what it does. So it doesn't work. It will still charge, which is pointless because that part doesn't work.
Still charge.
This turns out to be the important part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both important because if it didn't charge anymore, then it's only good for that last time. So
that, in fact, is true.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I figured, well, I'll be fine, I guess. I have another stylus that I used to have in here, but I guess my wife took. She uses it on occasion. It's the type, it's a regular stylus. So on one side it has the kind of the fat, pinky tip size.
The eraser head.
Whatever. Sure. And then on the opposite end, it has the little clear plastic disc. Did I said it right or wrong? Anyway, plastic disc where you can see. It's clear, so you can see, like if you're drawing with that instead of an Apple Pencil. Not nearly as precise, obviously, but it's
more precise
sufficient.
than the other.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Good speaking, Brent. But when you're writing, like if you're taking notes, if you're underlining, then it's fine. Both sides of that pencil, pen, stylus, there we go, are fine. But if you're writing, yeah, I'm slightly medicated, by the way, folks. I'm slightly.
You know what? You're more entertaining than me usually, so.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Oh, sorry, was that out loud?
Yeah, sorry. Your microphone is on and so is your earbud. When you're writing with it, a whole lot of clickety-clack going on with that plastic on the screen. So that's annoying if you're in a group of people. And I always felt, I don't know how strong it is, but I always felt that if I was trying to write fast, I was going to break that thing off. Just that constant clacking, every time you start a new word, basically.
Yeah.
Or dot an I, cross T. You get the idea how writing works. And so over the course of it just really took about a week. My finger, completely sufficient for a lot of things, even with writing, to be honest. I mean, I can do that. But it was just lacking something. Just lacking. What was it? And I would grab my son's pencil. And it didn't take much. I can't really break it down too granular beyond
you
this
had
vague.
2 pencils at home, yours and your son's.
Correct.
You broke yours, so then you grabbed your son's to fill the void. Now,
Yes, that's what it was.
Does he have the
deep
same
void.
affection, if you will, for the pencil?
No, probably not, because again, his is attached to school, so it's his probably.
So he
every time
doesn't try to
sees it,
get,
he gets a little bit of anxiety.
artsy
probably.
fartsy with it, or just fartsy.
No, he does sometimes.
Okay.
He goes in phases. Like this past number of months, he wants to draw shoes, tennis shoes. I don't know. He's got into basketball, and all the basketball players are into shoes, and anyway.
Yeah, it's a thing.
So that's what he's into doing.
Is he into the YouTube channels with the shoes?
On occasion, he does like watching a lot of the YouTubes for the for basketball, but I haven't seen him. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Watching a lot of stuff about shoes specifically, but
Yeah.
I think there was a small little window of that. Then he kind of realized, I'm spending 4 hours watching stuff about shoes that I'll never buy or know how to make. I don't know if he thought that. I'm just putting those words in his head. But anyway, I didn't want to spend $100. Who does? On a pencil. Because again, I'm not an artist. I'm not making my living by it. It's just for a fair amount of the week, I'll put it, I don't have a time frame on it, but it is a lot of my free time. In other words, not working and not directly involved with family. So anyway, I decided, you know what, I'm going to look and see if I can't track one of these guys down cheaper. I didn't want to get a used one because you never know how many times have they been dropped? How many times has this happened or whatever? How many times has it been charged? So what's the battery life going to be like? So the only place in my brain, because I have the little trust issues, I'm going to try Apple, see if they have it on the, what do they call that store?
A refurbished store?
Not refurbs. Is it a refurbished store? It's not. Anyway, that's what they are. They're refurbs. And it still wasn't cheap. It was $80, but I'll save myself $20 free shipping. And so that's what I did. And this one has survived so far, to my knowledge, has not been dropped. I have that nice tingly feeling in my chest again when I get to draw and I realize, oh wait, I shouldn't be doing this.
I think that's a stroke,
and then
by the way.
Is that
It has nothing to do with your
here?
pencil.
I thought that was more up here.
Well, it's tingly feeling.
I thought my Apple Watch was going to help me with that, so I guess
Not the version.
that podcast has saved my life once again. Anyway, so the Apple Pencil, it would be, to put the title on there, Tech You Can't Live Without, too much, far too much. However, for the things that I have lost and then wanted to replace, the Apple Pencil seems to be, in the past couple of years, really the only thing. And I've got a lot of junk around here. It's not garbage, it's not really junk. But if I lost even this iPad Pro, I could go back and do what I do here. For the most part, it would put that Apple Pencil, make it kind of pointless to go back to the iPad Mini 2. But I could, aside from that, using the pencil, everything else is about the same, close enough, screen size, whatnot. You get the idea. But I'm looking around to see other things. My phone, maybe the iPhone 7. currently retired from use because I use the 10R. That's around here somewhere too. Still not loving the 10R, by the way. But that's where I said I had this thought of, that will give us a lot. And we're good at rambling. You may have noticed, especially here right now.
15 minutes.
Yeah. But
of course, half of that was just trying to show the end of the pencil, but still.
Yeah, right. We'll cut that out. No, we won't. So yeah, maybe the camera. But I can't show that right now because I'm using it.
So if the camera were to break, you would feel motivated to spend the money on a new one or to maybe repair it depending on the problem?
Possibly, yeah. I think that's a possibility. The only other option that I would use, or that I would do rather, or whatever English words to use right there, would maybe to record with either this, the 7 or the 10R, because I'm not recording 1080. I am recording 1080p. I'm not recording 4K. Aren't you doing 4K in the Amiibo? Oh, I thought you said you were doing it.
No, it has the ability, but I always select 1080p. If I do 1080, then I've got to shrink it down too much, and it has to re-encode when I go to encode the whole thing, and then it adds too much to the workflow. If you were doing 4K, then I might as well, and then we could upload in 4K. But I think I lost you.
I'm here now. Are you
there?
Can you see my arms move?
Yeah, good. I just finished talking. Sorry.
Yeah, there was a bit of a freeze, but I think we got the gist. But anyway, I could record, if we wanted to do 4K, on this phone, the 7, the 10R, probably even the iPad Pro that I'm using. I could turn it into a giant camera. Yeah. So I have things that I could use. But again, we use this for more than just this video. It primarily does this video recording out here. But once or twice a year, we'll take family pictures, and that saves us, not really family pictures. They leave me out of it. They take pictures of the kids. But what is that, $200 a year, $250 depending on where you get them taken, unless you go maybe to Walmart or something. I don't know what it costs there. But so you can get nice pictures out of this and save money. So I would want to get another camera. I would not get the same camera. I might as well get something probably that uses the same lenses. I wouldn't jump over to some other company. I'd probably maybe the T7i, maybe something, I don't know. Maybe get a nicer camera, higher end, but used. Cross that bridge when we get there. Hopefully we don't ever get there. At some point, obviously, I'd want to upgrade, but I'm also bandwidth constrained. So if we did ever jump to 4K, it would be, these
highly compressed
videos would be seriously late because I would never be able to get them to you. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know, have you thought of anything that you could not live without?
No, not in the short time, and I think it's probably a good thing. So why don't we end it there? Brent's favorite things, and then next week I'll talk about my favorite things. I've got a few things in my head.
You know what I didn't think of?
That didn't.
You know what I didn't?
I'll figure it out.
I don't mean to cut you off,
and
I'm gonna let you finish.
What we can do. I'm just rambling to annoy you. So go ahead. What did you think of?
I didn't. I've got this dumb thing in my ear. Probably, if there was anything else that I would want to replace, would be the AirPods. We're going to wrap it up. Maybe next time we can both talk about if you feel the same way.
That you would want to replace with more AirPods or with something different?
I've yet to hear any reviews where people say that there are something else that's better, especially considering I use Apple products.
Sure.
So the AirPods may even put that above the pencil.
Oh, wow.
Because these dudes I use every day.
Huh.
Nearly for at work, there's always at least one in my ear because I can still talk to somebody, and if I need to take it out, I can. So anyway, we'll ramble on about that at some other future point. But this is probably the AirPods for me. Might even be the topmost. I don't know why I didn't think of it first, but anyway.
So AirPods, Apple Pencil, and your camera T6i, T5i. What do you have?
T6i.
There it is.
Right now, it has a 24 millimeter lens on it currently.
Very cool. It's a good list.
Getting phone calls from my daughter. I would show the screen, but it's got her picture, and she might not want to be on.
That's fine.
She might not want to be seated with my old mug next to her.
Kids,
teenage girls
get embarrassed by their parents easily. So, all right, we'll leave it like that. And next week, I will talk about my Fab 5, or 3 if I keep it to the list that Brent did. And we look forward to that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, however you normally ingest this information. If you have any suggestions, some recommendations, some requests, some things to help us improve, by all means, shoot us a message in the comments. We'll take a look at them. And if we can respond to them with anything that's helpful or pertinent, we will do that. Thanks again. You guys have a good one.
Take care.